guys, welcome back. I'm glad you're here today. I got a fun little video today I want to experiment with. Actually was watching a few videos this morning on YouTube, and guys were making, what did they call it? Go My, but with copper. And so I've got all the stuff prepped up. We're going to light the forge here in just a little bit. Just going to bring you guys along, try and put this thing together and make a cool little knife out of it. So glad you're here. Hope you enjoy. Alright, so here is what we have. Got some 15N20, right at 1/8 of an inch, some copper that's 0.040 inches, 80 CRV2, I think 0.187 inches, copper, 15N20. So we're going to clean this up, but we're going to stack this like so. I'm going to weld it closed all the way around, clamp it, and then we're going to throw it in the forge, heat it up, and then start working it under the press. And at the end of the day, when we grind the bevels in and all that, we'll have a nice core of 80 CRV2, have a cool copper line down the middle of it, and then outside 15N20. So, I'm going to clean these up with some acetone, get them clamped together, get them welded in the forge. It's a little safety tip. When you're using acetone to clean it off and you're at your welding station, take your rags somewhere away, because I've had a couple times now just getting sloppy. It spark hops over there on that rag and poof, pops up in flames. So just a little tip there. Forge is up to temperature now. We're gonna throw this in. Let that kind of get up to about the same color as the inside of the forge. It's going to get a little hotter here in a little bit, but we're not trying to get up to steel forge welding temperatures. We need to stay just below the melting point of copper. We're just trying to get the copper to stick to the core and be in one piece. So probably going to move it around quite a bit just to keep the temperature as even across the billet as I can. It's kind of like the Mocha Megane, except I don't get to see the copper and nickel stuff start to sweat. So I'm just gonna have to do it by feel and just kind of watching the color of the billet. But I'll put a link in the video up to the Mocha Megane making that. So that's kind of fun. Alright, well that's getting up to temperature really nice. I'm going to move the camera over to the press, and that's where we'll be next. I think I am done. So we've got the, I'm just going to let it get hot and then just let it cool down slowly, kind of anneal it so it makes it easier to work with down the line. But we'll let it cool down, start grinding some of that off and see what we got. Alright guys, so here's what we got. It's cooled down now. So I don't know if I got it too hot a couple times because I can see copper. Looks like it squeezed out some of those welds and that, like that. So what I'm going to do now is I got the grinder. I'm going to grind these edges off and see what we have. So here we go. Alright, so good news. Hopefully you can see that, but we have steel, copper, steel, copper, steel, especially on that side. Obviously we had some leak out, so got a little too hot, but I believe we're going to be able to grind that away and still make a pretty cool knife out of it. So this is the knife I'm going to make. Bolsters, I'm going to use copper. Obviously, I think that would look cool. Copper pins. It's going to be a whole lot of copper on this one. It's a little short, but I'm pretty sure I can make it work. So trace this out. I'm going to go cut it off on the bandsaw off camera and do that, and then we'll get to going on the shaping and the grinding and all the rest of it. Go. That's what we're going to have. Cool thing is, I think, yep, we're going to get to cut most of that leaked out off. And, I don't know, this will be interesting. We'll see what happens there. Very thick. Probably could have gone quite a bit skinnier with it. So this may end up being a really thick knife, but I want to see how thick it is. My workbench is a total mess because COVID, and this is my office when I'm not at my real job. So almost a little over a quarter of an inch thick, so 0.29 inches, 7.5 millimeters. So we go do some stock removal on the bandsaw, cutting that away, and we'll get going from there. Voila. Alright, so here we go. I got it cleaned up. Still quite thick, but focus. Focus, come on. Anyways, let's try this, see if that works. Maybe you can see that quite a bit better. But there we go. We have copper and steel together, and this is quite solid. It's very, very interesting. I had no idea that it would be possible. See on this side, yes, I got a little bit of copper, and there was some more out here that squeezed out, and I can see the lines get a little bit thinner, and they kind of go away here. But that's going to get ground away with the bevels and show these lines along here. And I've got a lot more to go. I'm going to do some bolsters here and kind of keep working on it. But for this video, I'm just going to call it there. You saw the forging part. I'm fascinated. I think it's really cool. Had no idea. I've got some really cool ideas about doing, a solid core with the copper and then maybe some Damascus on the outside that I'm going to try at a later date. And I'll bring you guys along when I do that. But it's going to be the end of part 1. And I'll see you guys on the part 2. We start grinding this down, getting the bevels in there, kind of revealing where we want the copper line to go, drilling it out, getting the handles on it. I've got a couple ideas for some handles. I've got these, and then I've got some other material that I think might look really cool on it. But all in all, I'm, again, shocked. I hope it shows up on camera as well as it does person, but we're gonna keep moving on with this one. Thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate it. Don't forget, leave a comment, thumbs up, give me a like if you appreciate the video. Thank you.